Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So in between projects, I'm just gonna do something, kind of testing something out. So I have some 1/2-inch MDF, well not MDF, plywood. So 1/2-inch plywood. I'm gonna end up building the subwoofer box. It's for a single 12. I'm gonna do a 4th order on it. And I know usually you don't wanna use plywood, I understand that. But I've built a couple boxes myself, and I have used MDF. I have 2 sheets of plywood that are 1/2-inch just laying around, and I ended up selling my old system. I had a 15-inch subwoofer. I was hitting roughly 140.9. That's on the meter. I went to a competition, but for now I just need to get some bass going in the car. So I'm just gonna build a box out of this plywood, 1/2-inch, and we're gonna see how it goes. So I understand you're not supposed to use plywood, but I'm going to. This is for education purposes, I guess. We're gonna see how long it will last and go from there. All right, so here's my plywood I got. And what I have done is I've already measured out my pieces. So I was all set up, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start cutting. And like I said, I've already marked it all out, labeled everything I needed. So now it's time to get cutting. Alright, so now with your 2 baffle pieces, what I'm going to end up doing is gluing these together. So, and then I'll run some screws through it just to keep it tightly together while it dries, and then eventually we'll end up cutting a hole to where the subwoofer can sit in there and
Can I be in there?
do its thing. You're already in there. Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, he just got up, so.
What was that? Oh, I love glue. Thanks, Kim.
I'm gluing it. Yeah, why are you making it? I'm not too concerned with the center because obviously it's pretty good. I'm gonna use it. I'm watching you.
Alright, so that's going to be the bottom piece, and what I'm going to end up doing is I just stage that up just like that, and then I'm going to run some screws through the top just to kind of hold that in place, and then we'll get the front on there and then start working on the sides.
Correct, but for this build,
See, and like I said, this isn't going to be perfect. I don't care. But for testing purposes, it'll work.
couple in here, make sure that's tucked in.
Stable enough to move it. All right. So now you can see we got the start of the box. So what we'll do is we'll push that in a little bit, screw it in, make sure it's squared up. And then with this one, move it out, pull it in, square it up. All right, so you can get the concept. Got this going in. This baffle I'm going to trim down, but it'll go inside. And the sub will hit against that. And now we need to get, so here's our other side. And this one will go in, let's see, right. So it'll go just like that. And then as you can see, you got your port right here. And that will allow your sub to come and hit, and it'll come out right here. And then let me show you this part real quick. And this is your port. So this is gonna be on the inside, right? So I'm gonna have to, let's see, there we go. All right, so this is gonna sit flush just like this. And then the air is gonna hit against this side of the port. All right, let me show you. All right, so with this baffle in place, I'll just set it up. I know this isn't the correct one, but it'll sit just like that. The face of your sub will sit right here, and then the motor parts right here. So that way the air will be forced this way, and it'll hit against this wall right here. And once it hits there, it'll come out this port and then out right there. So I'm gonna get this screwed in and everything, glued in, and go from there.
Doing a perfect job on this one.
All right, so now you can see that we got our port on here. Got the sides and the back piece. And now this is the baffle. This is what I was talking about. The sub is actually gonna mount to this right here. These two pieces that were glued together and screwed. So now what we need to do is I place it on here, just like that, and I'm gonna trace around the subwoofer, around the outer edge, and then I'm gonna measure between here and right there, and that should be roughly 1/2 inch. And then we'll make a 1/2 inch inside of the outside line, cut out that center piece, and this should drop in, and we should be able to screw it right to it. All right, so I got the outside of the subwoofer traced, and I measured exactly how far in I'd need to go to clear the basket of the subwoofer. And I did mark the screw holes. So as you can see, I just barely marked them up. All right, so I ended up grabbing a drill, drilled a couple holes close by together, and now I'm gonna grab that Sawzall and go around that center part. And there's not a whole lot that you'll be able to see on this round, so it'll be done in just a sec. All right, so you can see I got the inside cut. It's not the prettiest, but it works. Let me show you how that sub fits right in there now. All right, see that? Sub fits in there, we'll be able to screw it down, and now your baffle's done. So now what I ended up doing is I went from 10 inches from the outside of the box over, made a mark, and then same thing on this side, 10 inches from here to right here, and then my baffle is gonna go right at that line. I got it marked on both sides, so I'm gonna place that in there, screw it down, and I'll show you the rest. All right, so that's what it looks like with the baffle in there. You got the face of the speaker. This is gonna be the sealed portion. This is your ported, therefore 4th order. So that air will have to bounce off right there, go through the port and out. And then this lid goes over the top to seal the whole top of it. So all that you're gonna be able to see is just the port. So now I might throw a little bit of black spray paint on there to spice it up a little bit. We'll see. But now I just need to run that wiring. I'm gonna drill a hole through the backside so the wire can go through right here. I need to go get some more wire so I can run it through the side of the wall. And I'll just throw that top on. All right, so I just put a couple coats of spray paint on it, but that's it, complete. So there's your port. I haven't sealed off the top yet because I still need to run the wires. But not too bad. Just 3/4 inch plywood. That's hot, don't let it touch you. And that's it.
I do this.
So I'll show you a video of it in action, but if you wanna build a box for fairly cheap, you got some plywood lying around, go for it. Ended up being like 15 bucks because I had to go buy the wood glue, which I'll use on other projects anyways. And we're good to go.
There you go.
Alright guys, so it's been roughly a week since I built that box. I wanted to make sure it was actually gonna withstand what I was gonna put it through. But it sounds really good, so I'm gonna give you a little sound clip. So here we go. And I'm gonna make sure that there's no vocals on here because I do not want to get monetized. So here we go. Alright, I don't know how that's gonna sound, but it is what it is. That's the best I could do without getting any vocals into it, but it sounds really good in person. I don't know how it sounds on there. I'm just gonna post this either way. So yeah, the box is cheap, didn't cost me anything. It was made out of 3/4 plywood and it works. So it's a 4th order blow through. Well, not blow through, it's just a 4th order. Alright guys, thank you for watching, appreciate it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Trying to hit that 1,000 subscribers, so please help me out and subscribe, watch the other videos. I'd appreciate it. Thank you guys.